Hello there, survivors! With countless fights, exciting new builds, and lots of explosions behind our back, another year in the Wastelands is coming to an end. For the first time in 12 months, let's lay down our arms. Yeah, even the brass knuckles. And what do you have there? A pot lid? Better put that down as well. What was I saying? Let's lay down our arms, gather around the fire, and look back at what happened in the wastes during this crazy, crazy year. In the middle of winter, the founders finally came back to the valley. These serious-looking people in hard hats brought a lot of new and exciting hardware with them, including the Big Ram Mecha Legs and the Omnibox Cab, operating in 2 different modes. What's even cooler, the founders made their unique parts and schematics available to any survivor completing missions on the Battle Pass, a new way of unlocking cool things. You fight, and you get new stuff. Simple as that. Sometimes you also get shredded with shrapnel or zapped with an electric bolt or two, but that's the wastes for you. Moreover, the founders took a long, hard look at all the things survivors collected or assembled throughout the years, and said that apparently we needed to establish a new, special rarity level for special equipment. Well, they're the experts after all. Also, it was during the winter when survivors followed the Dawn Children into the Ashen Ring, a gloomy no-man's land around a mysterious particle accelerator. Obviously, this area instantly turned into a war zone. It's also really dusty out there. Speaking of war zones, this winter we saw a completely new winter mayhem, with battles raging in yet another new location, the Tank Range. The war never changes, as we all know, but it's always fun to banish some fools to the lands of their ancestors in new and unfamiliar places. Almost forgot. There was also some new music playing in the garages of survivors all over the wastes. What the source of those tunes was is still a mystery to this very day, but it's nice anyways. Spring came with lots of changes, both big and small. Balance tweaks, the League update, an explosive damage rework. Yeah, that was a busy March. Then, naturally, it was time for the drone apocalypse. The days of madness blurring the lines between man and the machine. Did you get your drone on a spring? We certainly hope so. April brought new adventures. We reworked hovers, buffed explosive damage, made changes to raids and the way wheels worked. There were too many things to mention, actually. We also smashed quite a few eggs and said our goodbyes to the restless founders. You know them. They never stay in one place for too long. What we got instead were mysterious newcomers that called themselves Ravens. Looked a bit like Martin and his folk, but strangely different at the same time. One could drown in sorrow contemplating the fate of the glorious Knechti. But thankfully, we were all distracted by the spring mayhem, with crazy high-octane battles on the already familiar Tank Range and near the brand new River Lighthouse. You're all in Diamond, right? That's fine, I was actually in Bronze. In June, we suddenly realized that Crossout had just turned 5 years old. What? We couldn't believe it ourselves. When? How? It was just yesterday when... The anniversary certainly called for a celebration, so we just dropped a huge update called Doomsday Cards, introducing the first ever legendary cabins, a new battle pass, cool new guns, and a new garage available to everyone. What a party. It's December now, but I still have a bit of a hangover, I think. In the middle of the summer, we had the new Steel Championship, and let Leviathans into clan battles once again, while survivors discovered yet another new location, the Ravager's Foothold. Yep, that's right. The one with the legendary bottomless pits. Right now, at the end of the year, it's kinda crazy to think that they weren't always there for us to fall into. For people who really dig the smell of burnt rubber and the roar of rocket boosters, August brought the first ever purpose-built racing tracks, the Industrial Track and the Rocky Track. For people who just like to see things blow up or smash to bits, we added the first destructible objects to your garages. And finally, we gave every survivor out there the ability to control the weather with their mind. But honestly, all of that was just a warm-up, because then autumn happened. Do you remember? Nothing too crazy at the start of the season, with Ravens rolling back in with unique awards, new relic weapons, and lots of balance changes. Just a normal day in the Wasteland. Then, we made massive changes to the way wedges work, and made it possible for every survivor to build their own theme park, or a range, or whatever you want. What? Yeah! Barricades, unique equipment, targets for shooting practice, decorations, and all of that right next to your garage. Why not? You can be a drifter all your life, but at some point, it pays to claim a spot in the wastes and make it your own. Obviously, that wasn't all. We also made a new battle pass, new parts and weapons, and added destructible objects to PvP maps. More destruction everywhere. Then, IVXO once again dressed up as a witch from the valley so that we all could have fun chasing treats and breaking cauldrons with all sorts of crazy randomness inside. Just like in our clan. You never know what's inside the pot until you work up the nerve to lift the lid. It's not just ghosts and witches that lurk in the shadows, though. There are also raiders, scavs, and other people of questionable character. To protect you and the game from malicious users, we introduced a system of price corridors to the market, severely limiting opportunities for fraudulent transactions. Close to the end of the fall season, we also added a new Ranges tab to the exhibition. It's never been easier to share your ideas and passions with the world, or to be inspired by the works of other survivors. We're amazed by all the things you already managed to build, by the way. And finally, we've been blessed with the return of the snowstorm. Hope you're already kicking the hell out of all the Grunch henchmen you can find and giving your parts nice upgrades on a special workbench called Lost and Found Explosives. Just watch out for puddles of fire. We also redecorated your garage. Got some snow going. Hope you like it. All in all, thanks for being with us this year. The year 2050 was crazy, full of surprises to say the least. Let's hope that in 2051, the apocalypse will only be confined to the wastes of Crossout, where we'll be able to counterbalance it with bonkers adventures and cute duckies that you can slap on the hood of your vehicle. We'll try our best. Happy holidays!